I always use the same cup every day, save dishes, then wash at the end of the day. It could be considered unhygienic, but saves washing dishes, and I haven't been sick from that yet. Coffee, it's one of the joys in my life, and the first taste of the morning coffee, the words to describe that feeling, I don't know. It's just such a pleasure. And there's not that many pleasures in life. Life's hard, life's difficult. We've got work to do, we've got challenges to meet head on, we've got pain to endure, we've got people to help, we've got to stand up, and as men, we've got to be responsible all the time. And we've got to put our own selves aside quite often. We don't get to say, hey, I need help a lot of the time, because there's others that need our help. And sometimes it can really build up, and life can become to the point where we just need a time out. And the last post I made, I was in hospital, and I've been in hospital 3 times in the last 2 weeks. I had surgery where they removed a tooth and part of my jaw, and at this stage that could have been just the whole problem, was the ongoing infection, but we don't know. I was supposed to have an angiogram today, but the technician at cardiology in Nelson is off with COVID, I believe. I got a call from Kate Fisher last night from that outfit, and they said that's where I'm at. I just want to talk about it a bit briefly about the fact that here in New Zealand we have a system that's a public health system that we pay for as taxpayers. We've worked our whole lives, and hopefully we've worked our whole lives. We've been blessed enough to be able to. Not everybody can. Some people get sick, but and that taxes we pay goes towards the public health system. In other countries like America, I understand that you've got to have a insurance, and if you don't have that, you're stuffed. You just die. You get sick. And I talked to a guy in Chicago. He was a American bloke, a really good blues musician I knew, and he got COVID 2 years ago, and he died in his apartment because he had no health care, and they just said isolate, and he died inside his apartment. Well, that's happened here in New Zealand too. There's been people that have also died. One of my musical mates, Jay, he was a very good percussionist. He died of COVID in his apartment up in Auckland. The ambulance didn't get there in time, and he oxygen. Anyway, the thing that gets me here is in New Zealand that I've been in hospital twice now with real pain in my chest. It's good today. It was good yesterday. It was good the day before. But if I exert myself, pain in my chest, and they did all the tests. They did a CT scan to look for a blood clot. No blood clot came back, thank God. No cancer. They put me on an ECG machine, but they never gave me a proper angiogram. They never did that because I guess it's not within the budget of the DHB, but I believe that every person over 50 should be put on an angiogram, and the hospital should pay for it. It would save a lot of people dying of all sorts of heart-related diseases. It tests the wall of the I think it's the arteries, the thickness of them. I'm pretty sure it tests that. I'm pretty sure it can show if there's something wrong with the valves. It does a lot more than what the hospital does, but they don't do that. They send you home and tell you, the machine says you're okay. You've got none of the big ticket items, but you don't know. And then later on, of course, if you can't afford to get that fixed, you have a serious problem. For me, I have a Stewart Island hunting trip coming up in May, and I have put money aside for that. It's been something that's been booked for a long time, and I'm excited about it. At this stage, it looks like I won't be going until we get make sure the ticker's not going to pack up on me, and that money that I put aside is going towards now an angiogram. But not everybody has that sort of money. It's over $1,000. So actually, at Nelson Cardiology, they're doing it for me, I think, for $950, which is really reasonable, because I think normally it's $1,300. But not everybody can afford that. So my question is, why is our health system in New Zealand such that people get sent home with something that's clearly wrong and they don't investigate it further? Are we not worthy of that? is the fact that we have not worked our entire lives and we pay into a system that looks after us. Is it still not enough? Do they need to tax us more? I would be happy to pay a little more tax if it meant that every New Zealand citizen got better health care. I would be happy to pay an extra 5 or even 10% if we were all looked after properly. Countries like I think Denmark and I think even Finland, I'm pretty sure that they look after their people a lot better. I know Sweden, when I was there, the hospital system was good. Yeah, the taxes are higher, but the system is failing. And the other thing, of course, we have now as well here in New Zealand that we've had is because of our bloody mandates and our lockdowns, is a lot of people that were waiting for elective surgery, including myself, have been put off. For me, it was a tooth that I should have had the surgery done 6 months ago, even longer ago, and I went into the clinic and we're at lockdown 3 and they said, we're not allowed to do that sort of surgery. So in the meantime, an affected tooth, which then I spent so much money on to get fixed, I got it deep root canal and the 4 things put down, and I think of $3,000 I spent total of it. Eventually just got snapped off in surgery and they pulled out the shards, and that was the end of it because it didn't get the initial attention it should have got in the first place. So it ended up costing me a whole lot more and a whole lot more pain and a whole lot more time. The system is broken. This shouldn't happen to... This is only this is only a small thing compared to some people. Some people are waiting for elective surgery for cancer or for heart disease, which ultimately can shorten their life or spell the end of their life very quickly. And there was a case in this in Dunedin Hospital where there was actually not the actual hospital Dunedin, it was just in Dunedin in general. And I remember talking to one of the guys who was waiting for prostate cancer, remove his prostate, to have a radical prostatectomy. And he died. He died of prostate cancer. And I talked to him 9 months later when he still hadn't had the surgery he should have had, and he died. And that's probably not the only person that's happened. It's just one that I know. So the system is broken. The DHB here is not funded well enough. The people that work in there are great. The doctors and the nurses. The nurses are incredible, really. They're wonderful people, most of them, not all of them. I had a nurse the first time I went in there, and she was not good at all. But that was probably the first case I've had. I've had a couple of bad nurses, but overall I would say 99.9% of people at work in that industry are really, really good. And it must be bloody hard, particularly when you are underfunded and you're having to send people home that you know aren't well. I had a really good house surgeon, young doctor, and she was really good, a young Indian lady, and she basically said, look, I'm sorry, we can't go any further with this. She knew something was wrong with me, but I was in the ED, and she said, we're only here to make sure that the really big problems that immediately threatening your life are taken care of. We can't really look into this further. And I could see as a doctor it was frustrating for her to have to send me home. I could feel her empathy and her compassion. Here comes my son. He's just been checking out if there's any surf. Yeah, there he goes. So I spent the last 2 days while I'm just under doctor's orders, take it easy, fishing with my son, because I consider fishing to be reasonably easy compared to what I normally do. No pig hunting, no hard out stuff. And now I'm not getting an angiogram today. It'll be the 19th they're putting it off. And hopefully it's just been this tooth, because I have noticed the last 2 or 3 days, although I'm sleeping a lot, and I can feel that the pain is my chest is way less than it was. It was up around a 7 or 8. Now it's like a 2 or even a 1. This morning I can't even feel it. So I reckon I'm getting better. What's the surf doing, son? Pretty small. Is it surfable? We had a mega day fishing yesterday, and we had a mega day fishing the day before, and Yona was just awesome at helping us old man with everything. He did the guts of the work, and he filleted all the fish afterwards and scaled them and did everything. Must be shit having to live with your old man and have to do all those jobs, eh? I know you'd rather be doing stuff with your mates, but no, he's been a really good son. Somebody asked in the comment section on my other channel, my Clay Tall Stories channel, is his name Son? Because I call him Son, and I said no, I call him Son to show I'm proud of him, that I'm and I said, I call him son to show I'm proud to be his dad. And he calls me Dad. Dad's not my name. It's funny, eh? Some people have to always undo something to try and work it out. I think it goes without saying. It took me a long time to stop calling my son boy. And somebody pulled me up on the channel because it's sort of a derogatory term. I was calling him boy when he's still a man, and I realised the reason that I did it was that's what my father called me my entire life, even when I was a man. He's still from time to time it pops out. He called me boy when I was 18 years of age, 20 years of age. Picked it up, boy, and I was just always the boy. And I thought that's what you normally called your son, but of course you don't. Anyway, not a biggie, not a biggie. This coffee's going down well. Anyway, guys, I wanted to just make a video to let you know that I'm okay. And thanks for all your comments, because the last one I was in hospital and it wasn't a particularly good place to shoot a video. Somebody wrote this is not the right way to get views. The Brocheck channel is not about views. My Clay Tall Stories channel is. That's about views. That's what I do for a living. That's my bread and butter. That's what pays the rent and makes everything tick. And that's not going very well right now either. But this channel is actually a hub. It's a place for us to openly talk about anything that's on our mind in the comment section, or you can make a video yourself and put it on this channel, or I'll put it on. You send it to me, and if it's one that's got a good connection that is relatable for other men, and it has something like a problem that we face and a solution that is the solution to that problem, then I'll post it up. It's not easy to make videos. It probably looks like just watching me sit down and talk like this, that it's easy, but it's actually not. There's got to be some forethought, some energy, and it's got to be something which is engaging. And if you're still listening to this now, then I've done my job. I've kept you connected with me, and I've passed something on. And the message today has been, I feel that the hospital system, DHB here in New Zealand, is underfunded and unequipped. And on that note, the solution to that problem is push your own barrow. Take control yourself. Keep on doing stuff as best you can. Don't just hand it over to them and go, okay, they'll fix it. Take control. Good sleep. Good diet. Good exercise. Good relationships with those you love. And get rid of the stresses. Manage your stress. Don't get rid of it. You need some stress. Manage the stress in your life as best you can. What else was I going to say before I say goodbye to you? Oh yes, one other thing I just wanted to end up on was my other channel's not doing that well. I've been working extra hard this year. I did a primitive challenge because I wanted to for myself, but also wanted to make something different for the channel, because the channel was sort of going down. It hasn't gone to a death spiral, but it's gone from 400,000 views a month, which isn't a lot for some channels. I mean, there's guys out there that get that every video. But that's what I used to get, down to 150,000 views. So it was getting 450,000, about 150,000. So it dropped a big percentage. So I thought, well, I'll create something that I've always wanted to do, and I'll make it a video out of it for the channel. And it was a lot harder than I thought it would be. It took a lot more energy. I enjoyed it, but it was a lot more challenging. And I went to sea on a boat that I built, and it took me 2 days to catch one fish, which I stuffed up the filming and didn't even get the filming catching it on a gouge. I made a Kentucky raft, and I did catch a fish on that, and I actually filmed that coming in, but you only seen like probably 20 seconds of filming, and that took me 3 to 4 days, I think, for that. I built a hut out of just using primitive mouldy tools. The one that I had was got right here, which come from D'Urville Island, was this one. That was the main axe that I used for cutting everything out. I worked that a little bit, but it was also partly worked. And it really took me, I spent 7 days living in the actual bush in my hut, and that was hard, and I really missed coffee. It was good. It was summertime, so it was camping. It wasn't like doing it hard in the mountains survival. It was during summer, and it was nice and warm. But I got bitten by wasps, and I got bitten by something else, and at the end of it, I was actually quite exhausted. I thought these videos are going to go really well. I've got something new and exciting. I was passionate about it, and I spent hours and hours editing it, and they flopped. One of the videos, the one with the raft, which is was so hard to do, and it's gone nowhere. And that's the nature of being a YouTuber. And I felt quite deflated. And at that same time, after this was going on, I also was starting to get these chest pains, which was very, very odd for me to have that, because I've always got strong lungs and heart. I've always had that. And one of the theories that my doctor mate Glenn has is that I had caught COVID, and it had not shown up in any of the rats tests. I do a rats test every day because I meet a lot of people, so I did one every day. I've got them here, the box. I can get them from a friend of mine. These ones here, I'll get them in boxes. And I never ever have showed positive, but apparently not everybody does. And I've been around so many people with COVID, particularly my nurse who looks after me. I see once a week. She had it. Hillary, who looks after me, good friend, she had it. My son came home with it. I never caught it. I expected to catch it. My mate Simon is struggling right now with terrible COVID. He's got really sore throat and he's doing it hard. I've been talking to him every day, twice a day, and I just haven't caught it, luckily. But maybe I had, and maybe I needed to get an antibody test done, like blood tests done in a laboratory, because it's not showing up. Or maybe I haven't got it. We don't know. Anyway, all these things aside, just a bit of a ramble this morning. Nothing flash for you guys. I'll post this up and keep you guys in the loop. Thanks for watching. And when I get back into firing all cylinders, we'll do some more in-depth stuff about men's health, men's mental health. I will finish up by saying that I'm seeing a lady right now, an acupuncturist. Christina is her name, and I'll keep you posted. She spent a good hour and a half listening to, because I saw her about this here because I couldn't get action. And she has said to me, look, we need to relook at everything in your life right now. So she talked about everything. I mean, we went right through the whole lot. And one of the things whilst I've had this real bad heart problem, is I've lost a lot of weight. About 5 kg to be exact, which for me is a lot of weight because I don't weigh anything anyway. So I dropped down from 65 kilogram to 60, which my normal weight used to be, before cancer days, I used to be around 75, but now I'm floating around 65. And I've got older, so you want to be a bit lighter as you get older. So she says, look, the ketogenic diet is a very good diet for the things you've done, but right now you've lost so much weight, it's not serving you well. And I said, I agree. I've lost too much weight. We need to get the weight up. So I do the ketogenic diet for 4 months, and then I go off for 2 weeks, and then I do it 4 months and go off 2 weeks. That's how I run, and I've been doing that for over 3 years now, and I only do 1 meal a day. She said, I want you to go to 3 meals a day, and I want you to start eating grains and more carbs, and I want you to get everything that's warm. I want you to have like porridge in the morning, and she said, put a bit of brown sugar on top of it. I said, I won't be putting any brown sugar on my porridge. She said, well, put something sweet on. I said, I'll chop up some pears, maybe. So right now I'm eating a little bit of sweet fruit and grains, and I'm having porridge in the morning. I'm struggling. I still haven't had it this morning yet, but 3 meals a day, and I'm fasting 1 day a week still. Yesterday I fasted. I only fasted for 20 hours. I just didn't eat all day. I fished all day and had 1 meal at night. And today I'll have 3 meals again. And I'm doing that to get my weight up, and also to get the fire burning underneath my heart. She says, you've got to get that yang energy back up. There is possibly something in that, because it's been like 5 days now where I've been eating that meal, and on those that I've changed that, and I do actually feel better. So it could be to do with that as well. The main reason I do 1 meal a day and have been on a ketogenic diet is it creates a state of autophagy, and in your body, that's when your body eats up any rogue cancerous cells. And it's been over 3 years, and I've just had my bloods done 2 weeks ago, and I'm still cancer free. And that is because I have been very, very strict on that diet. I have kept myself in that constant state of autophagy, and it's served me well. Both of my uncles that had the same similar problem. One had the same cancer as me, although mine was a bigger one. He died within 18 months of having it, and I'm still here. So, and I'm following that from my doctor friend Glenn Davies. He's a really good GP, so that's why I do that. Okay, I've probably rattled on too much, and it's boring hearing about someone else's health issues. We've all got them. We don't only have physical health issues, we have mental health issues, and they're equally as important because it's all related. So I'll finish up by saying I hope that you're looking after your own mental health issues, and that means addressing them if you have them, not just sweeping them under the rug, as Salvin talks about in one of his videos. Salvin says if you sweep them under the rug, then they're still there and you trip over them every time you walk past the rug. Mental health issues don't go away, and they need to be addressed through the subconscious, not the conscious mind. The conscious mind can talk about them and rationale, and you can go on and on and on, but they don't go away. It's the subconscious is where we really get to the underlying problem, and that can be done through a number of techniques, through hypnotherapy, emotional freedom technique, or tapping is very, very good for people, and that's where you need to seek professional help. And you need to be proactive at getting professional help, just as you would be proactive as if the, say, your truck or your ute or your car, the valves got stuck, or you needed to have the injectors cleaned out. You'd be proactive at taking to a technician. You need to take this to a technician and get it looked at too. It's no different. It's just a piece of machinery, just like a computer, and occasionally, just like my laptop here, they get viruses in them, and they need to be cleaned out and sorted out. And the thing is, that there runs the whole machine, runs the whole body. So if this bit of jelly between your ears isn't working, the rest craps out too. Right, I'm going to finish my coffee and I'm going to start doing cleanup, because whilst I've been sick, I'm not very good at cleaning at the best of times, but let me show you the kitchen. It's been a constant mess. That's it. It's disgusting. And it's been more important just to relax and have coffee and go fishing with my son and take it easy and give the old ticker a bit of a rest than to be busy cleaning. But today's a cleaning day for me, and I'm going to smash it out at a very, very leisurely pace. Actually, I'm going to have my coffee first of all and make some porridge, then walk the dogs, then do my cleaning. Check on a brother, check on yourself, and thanks for hearing us out. Go steady.